Canyon has finally launched the latest 5th generation of its ultimate road race bike, and it's evolution rather than revolution for the German direct-to-consumer brand. In fact, unless you look closely, I wouldn't blame you for struggling to spot the difference versus the old one. But Canyon has been hard at work optimising the platform to bring it bang up to date. But before I get stuck in, make sure you subscribe to the BikeRadar channel and click on that little bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming video content. So, what's new? Well, quite a lot actually. Although it looks very similar to the previous generation, Canyon has again teamed up with aero specialist Swiss Side to give the entire frame an aero polish that saves a claimed 5 watts of drag at 45 km an hour with the rider aboard. That doesn't sound like much, but Canyon resolutely believes that the Ultimate was already such a good bike that to completely revolutionise it would be to take away from what makes it so popular. As part of this, the bike also gets Canyon's integrated aero cockpit lifted directly from the Aero race bike, complete with width adjustable bars, full internal cable routing, and the ability to remove spacers without having to cut the steerer to maintain a clean look. The new Ultimate also gets a tweaked geometry, primarily intended to bring it closer to the Air Road in terms of fit and behaviour. There's a marginally longer reach, and a racy head tube angle which gets gradually steeper the larger the frame is, starting at 70.2 degree angle for the smallest frame and 73.75 degrees for the largest size. And where previously there was a consistent chainstay length of 415mm throughout the range, that's now reserved for the largest two sizes. Now, a large frame features a 413mm chainstay length, with extra small to medium sizes getting 410mm chainstays, 405mm stays are reserved for the smallest two sizes, and all this is in aid of handling consistency. But fundamentally, the new bike favours evolution over revolution, with Canyon shooting for a self-proclaimed perfect balance of aero, stiffness and comfort, rather than trying to push too hard in any one direction. Under the skin, Canyon has addressed the layup in each of the Ultimate frames. There are 3 carbon layups: the range-topping CFR, mid-range SLX, which is said to represent the best balance of performance and value, and the entry-level SL. The German brand says it's added 30 grams of reinforcement to the top tube, seat tube junction, and around the bottom bracket area to increase lateral stiffness and fortify frameset reliability, all while tidying up the rear dropout design in the process. The head tube, which has been slightly modified, is claimed to deliver 15% more rigidity too. We're also told that, instead of simply being cheaper to hit a price point, the SLX and SL layups are designed to offer a little more compliance versus the top spec CFR frame. Additionally, the new Ultimate marks a move away from a traditional rounded 27.2mm seat post, instead going for a proprietary D-shaped carbon seat post. That's said to offer a small aero benefit as well as ample compliance for the typical Ultimate rider, especially when you consider that tyre clearance has gone up to 32mm, offering potential for even more comfort. Now, on the seat post specifically, the CFR models will become spec'd with a zero setback model weighing in at a scant 70 grams. SLX and SL frame customers will get a slightly heavier version with an integrated light bracket and up to 20mm setback for improved fit, flexibility and comfort. It's worth noting at this point that Canyon's chosen default seat post and aero cockpit are a combination of pro input and an average of rider data it's gained from previous generations of the Ultimate. The small downside is, if you want a non-spec'd version of either, and technically there are 11 versions of the aero cockpit, you'll need to buy it as an additional accessory. The new Ultimate comes in 10 complete builds, 5 SL, 3 SLX and 2 CFR models, with an additional CFR frameset also available. Fans of mechanical shifting can breathe a small sigh of relief too, because the 2 cheapest SL builds will come with 11-speed Shimano 105 and Ultegra groups. Although beware, you'll get a standard 2-piece bar stem setup instead of the aforementioned aero cockpit, seeing as it can't route mechanical cables. For the new Ultimate, you'll need to part with $2,999 or £2,699 for the cheapest model, while the most expensive CFR bike will cost a cool $10,999 or £10,899. With all that tech out of the way, how does it ride? I travelled to Nice with Canyon to test the Ultimate out. I was provided with an Ultimate CFR complete with Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 group set and DT Swiss PRC 1100 Mon Chasseral wheels. For the rides, Canyon had taken the liberty of switching over the seat post to the 20mm setback version. Remember, you'll need to pay extra if you want that post on the CFR, while the bike missed the Dura Ace power meter crankset. Over 2 rides covering more than 100 kilometers, including ascents of the Col d'Ez and the Col de la Madone, the Ultimate certainly impressed me and has definitely retained a familiar ride compared to previous generations. It's plenty stiff to offer an efficient place to pedal up climbs, while I found it incredibly easy to get used to when whizzing down the other side. Stable is the word that springs to mind. On my size large 56cm bike, the reach measures at 401mm, which is long enough to dial back the sharpness of the handling a little, but without dulling the steering inputs. I'm generally on the taller side for a large-sized frame, but I felt as though I didn't need to fold myself onto it, and I still got a racy feel I know I like. The roads and descents around the Côte d'Azur are notoriously well paved, so I never had to deal with many unsettling surfaces. The test for that will come when the Ultimate arrives with me here in the UK. Canyon's designers have steered away from making any obvious changes to increase stiffness to a whole new level, but I never found the Ultimate lacking in that department. I was left impressed by the compliance I could feel through the unpadded but excellently shaped Sella Italia C59 carbon saddle. Of course, that'll be influenced by the more comfortable laid-back D-shaped seat post. But seeing as most of us will probably go for the SLX or SL version with our own money, with the setback post as standard, I probably felt something akin to what most riders will experience. I found the choice of Schwalbe Pro 1 TT 25C front and 28C rear tyres a curiosity. They're light and perfectly matched for beautiful French roads, but many may prefer to fit wider and perhaps sturdier rubber in the real world. Regarding aero performance, it's nigh impossible to glean anything concrete from my first rides, and the CFR Di2 build with Montchasseral wheels is certainly geared more towards climbing performance and stability than out-and-out speed. Personally, I missed a bit more aero slipperiness when knocking out close to 70 km/h on the descents towards Nice, but deeper aero wheels would probably make a significant difference to how the Ultimate holds its speed. I'll be testing that theory in my full review of this very bike to see if having a second, deeper wheel set is a worthwhile thing to budget for. We'll be getting the Ultimate CFR in for testing in the coming weeks, and you'll be able to catch that full review on BikeRadar.com. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see a full video review of that too. So, what do you think of the new Canyon Ultimate? Has Canyon created a great all-rounder, or were you hoping for more radical changes? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking for more reviews of lightweight road bikes, then check out this video.